He's a monster. He's literally a monster.
The billionaire rapper.
I'm a savage! Oh!
Now facing some serious music.
This man is going to go down.
An unsealed indictment has just been released in the case of Sean P. Diddy Combs, and I must warn you that this is incredibly disturbing. So if it's not for you, please scroll on. At present, P. Diddy is in custody and has been denied bail. Now, the allegations spring from a number of different sources, but fundamentally a search at his property revealed a number of items that allegedly were his. The allegation appears to be that Sean P. Diddy Combs exerted control over artists and people in his life using a number of very concerning modalities, including one called freak off.
784 male-shaped toys. Do you have any idea what that looks like? Well, I'm going to show you, because that's apparently how many of those they pulled out of the raid, no pun intended, on Diddy's house, when they also found the 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. It was curious. I got a chance to see some things. It was pretty wild.
I mean, I'm 13 years old. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? There were a lot of things I seen, and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
No, just it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Hello and welcome to Influencer Police, a place where we expose the lies, the cheating, and the dirty ways of these filthy influencers. P. Diddy, you are under motherfucking arrest. This is Influencer Police. I'm Chief Coconut, and today I am joined by Detective Doodleberry.
Ow, ow!
A special appearance, Detective.
I'm alive.
She is alive and well.
Yes.
Okay, so today we're talking about the monster P. Diddy and everything that we know about what's going on. And honey, there's a lot going on. So where do you want to begin with this? Should we tell them a little bit about P. Diddy?
So P. Diddy, aka Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy, is an American rapper, record producer, and record executive. He is credited with the discovery and cultivation of artists such as the notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, and Usher. Combs has won 3 Grammy Awards from 13 nominations to 2 MTV Video Music Awards, and MTV VMA Global Icon Award in 2023.
Wow.
Global Icon Award in 2023.
Wow.
And a Guinness World Record for most successful rap producer in 1997.
Wow. So did he start off as a producer? Do we know?
So he's from New York, and he worked as a talent director at Uptown Records before founding his own label, Bad Boy Records, in 1993. And then he embarked on his recording career following the mainstream success of his first signee, the notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie, from whom he served as manager and hype man. So he was Biggie's manager and hype man.
Okay, so this motherfucker has been in the industry for decades.
Yes.
And it seems like he has been pulling the strings and been behind the scenes a lot more than we all thought. Okay. So, as you probably know, this man was recently arrested
in New York at a hotel.
And I have the footage. Play it. Okay, so why was he arrested? Well, a lot of motherfucking things, bitch.
So, he was arrested by Homeland Security Investigations, and he was basically indicted a day before on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
I don't know if we can say all those words, but we're just gonna say it.
He also basically went to New York in anticipation of the charges. That's what his lawyer said.
Sure. So I'm pretty sure like the day before he was arrested, he was seen in Central Park just like chilling.
I heard and thought that he turned himself in, like he called them to come get him from the hotel type shit. And then I also heard that allegedly when they were there, they found a lot of stuff in his hotel room that a lot of the victims had claimed he had given to them and he had used in their stories, the pink powder was in the hotel room when they arrested him.
Wow.
And a few other things allegedly. Yeah.
So he was trying to get his final jollies in.
Yes, 100%.
Moments leading up to his arrest.
Yes.
So allegedly he would give his victims a substance called pink powder, which we believe to be filled with numerous substances. It's mixture of a crazy potent mixture that probably got his victims unconscious and just ready to be victimized.
100%. It had to be a mixture of a bunch of shit. Oh, yeah, okay, so it says here that the pink powder was found in Sean Diddy's hotel room during his arrest. This has led to conjecture that the infamous rapper is linked to Venezuelan gang.
Wow.
Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua is infamous for trafficking pink cocaine.
Oh my gosh.
Pink cocaine, a street drug which gained popularity in the U.S.
Okay, so basically this man has been, over the years, throwing these big, crazy, disgusting parties where basically every single celeb you can think of has attended. And I guess after a certain time of the night, he has these things called freak-offs where it gets freaky, okay? And a lot of disgusting shit goes down. A lot of celebs participated, alleged. And that's where P. Diddy recorded everything that went on for blackmail usage so he can control basically everyone in the music industry or entertainment industry, because there's actors that go, there's comedians that go. And there's even this video of Kevin Hart and P. Diddy at one of his parties, and Kevin Hart's kind of has this microphone and going around his house and it's being really weird. They're saying really weird shit and it's just this eerie kind of vibe. And basically every single celeb is involved in this. It's crazy.
So basically the reason why this all started is because the FBI was kind of just whoa, because he had a huge wave of lawsuits that were filed against him this year, or since last year actually.
And the first one was his ex-girlfriend, right? Cassie?
Yeah, so basically Cassie came out and filed a huge lawsuit against him, claiming all kinds of things that he did to her.
And if you guys aren't familiar, Cassie dated him for 10 years.
Yes.
And there's even video evidence of P. Diddy assaulting her in a hotel room, beating her up.
And, she basically said that he did horrific things to her, basically everything that he's being charged with.
Yeah.
And so, that made them start an investigation, and then eventually they were able to search his homes and raid them.
Yeah.
And so that's where we are today. That's why he's arrested, finally, officially. And they basically found some crazy shit in this guy's homes.
And also with that, I think she initially filed in a civil law case. It was like a civil thing. So I believe it's not criminal, right? So
I think they settled. I think
they did settle. They settled like in a record time. But apparently the FBI looked into the case even though it wasn't like criminal a charge, and then they saw it was a bunch of criminal things going down. So then they started investigating further, and then he has more lawsuits against him.
Okay, so I want to talk about what they found in his house, okay?
Okay, so when they raided his homes, this is what they found.
Whew, buckle up, you guys. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys have already heard this shit, but if you haven't, then buckle up because you're in for a wild ride. So, as everyone probably knows, they found about 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his house.
1,000 bottles.
1,000 bottles of baby oil in this man's home.
What else?
What do you do with 1,000 bottles of baby oil? That's so fucking insane. They also found 3 AR-15s with all the serial numbers scratched off of them. So, unregistered AR-15s, basically, you guys. And then they also found numerous bottles of lubricant from his home, controlled substances, extra linens, extra lighting, and then they also allegedly found a bunch of IV bags, okay? So it says down here...
In an article you're reading?
In this article I'm reading...
From where?
Sportskita.com. And a lot of where this article is pulling from is from... his indictment.
Okay.
So, yeah. This is like the real shit.
Yeah.
It says right here that in the indictment it says that Diddy and his associates were involved in freak-offs, which were parties that involved drugs and sex. During the March raid, the feds allegedly collected proof of these gatherings, stating the same, the court filing said. In or about March 2024, during searches of Combs' residences in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California, law enforcement seized various freak-off supplies, including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Freak-off supplies is crazy, bro. The fact that they're really, like, saying this in an indictment is insane. Okay?
Yeah.
It also says the court documents characterize the days-long freak shows as elaborate, which produced sex performances that P. Diddy arranged, directed, and often electronically recorded. According to the indictment, P. Diddy coerced women into these sex sessions with male prostitutes, many of which captured on camera as the singer engaged in self-pleasure. Moreover, according to Outkick, the indictment explained the same by saying basically that he facilitated the freak-offs and that he would also hold the freak-offs in hotel rooms and that his team would stock the hotel rooms in advance with the freak-off supplies, okay?
So this would make sense why they found so many when they arrested him.
Yes. So all of the things they found in his homes were basically being supplied to, like, his parties, his hotels. Everywhere he went, these things were being sent, okay?
What a sick man.
Insanity.
So also allegedly, not only were adult sex workers there, but allegedly there were minors there.
Uh-huh. And so basically also when they were raiding his house, the FBI claimed that the freak-offs would go on for days at a time, allegedly, and that P. Diddy and the victims would frequently need IV fluids after to recover from the physical exertion and drug use.
That's insane. And that's why there's so many IV bags they found.
Yes.
So who attended these parties, may you ask? Well, a whole list of characters. We have Kevin Hart, we have LeBron James, all the Kardashians, bunch of comedians.
Post Malone,
The Weeknd.
Naomi Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James.
I already said him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Ooh, fuck, who else? You already said Jay-Z and Beyonce?
No, I did not.
Jay-Z and Beyonce is a big one that people are talking about right now, for sure.
Let's get into Jay-Z and Beyonce. So, they are motherfucking sickos. And I had the worst feeling about these two for the longest of time. There's so much shit about them. Really crazy shit. Like, allegedly, Beyonce and Jay-Z have a surrogate farm in, like, India where they have a bunch of women that, like, surrogate babies for rich people around the world. And I just find that so fucking weird and creepy. And that's just something. That's just a random thing in my head.
That is really out there and off topic, but
yeah.
Anyways, back to this whole P. Diddy thing. So everybody has been going crazy online about this whole thing and digging into so many different things here.
Yeah, there's so many things.
This goes incredibly fucking deep. Like,
yeah.
So many people are connected to this man. There's so many pictures and videos of so many high-profile celebrities at this man's parties, speaking about this man highly, praising him, the whole thing. It is really fucking crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people are, like, alleging that, like, there's certain celebrities on these tapes involved in these freak-offs, in these videos. People are saying allegedly that P. Diddy's mom would literally, like, also be in the freak-offs.
Ew.
There's videos of him, like, kissing his mom on the lips.
What?
This shit is crazy, y'all. It is crazy. His mom would be at all of his parties.
That is so weird.
And people are also looking at his kids a little bit sideways. They're wondering if the kids of his, like, teenage boys and, like, daughters were around these freak-offs and these things. And
I heard that allegedly he, like, sold off his daughters when they turned 16.
To who?
To, like...
Just, like, trafficking them?
Kind of, for, like, money and, like...
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if he's managing any artists, like, these days, or, like, if he's just so rich off his residuals or what his deal is, but...
Well, I think that he's involved with a lot of trafficking, which makes him billions of dollars.
Oh, that's really true, yeah.
And do you want to know who else is involved in this?
Who?
The Kardashians.
Yes.
Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian. Alleged. Heavily involved.
People are alleging that the FBI is investigating the Kardashians now, especially Kris and Kim. And I don't know if that's been proven to be true or not, but they're basically saying that allegedly Kim would drug these, like, high like profile men, these, like, rich men, and she would somehow get, like, blackmail on them. And it was like, it's like this whole thing allegedly. So people are saying that the FBI is now investigating the Kardashians as well.
Well, also, people are saying that Kris Jenner and P. Diddy worked together with, like smuggling money and, like, sex trafficking, and
yeah, they're very good friends.
They use, like, their church as, like, money laundering with this.
With Ellen.
Yeah.
There's so many people, it's, like, insane. There's, like, clips of, like, Ellen interviewing him on her show back in the day, and her being like, "Are you coming to my birthday party?"
Mm-hmm.
You've seen this one?
Yeah. Well, I'm not done talking about the Kardashians because you made me lose my train of thought. So apparently, like, they're very close with Lou Taylor.
Yes.
And Lou Taylor was, like, involved with Britney Spears' conservatorship.
Yes.
Also was heavily involved with Diddy and Kris Jenner. And apparently, like, somewhere along the lines, the Kardashians got $600 million from Britney Spears.
Yes.
And overnight, Kim Kardashian became, like, a billionaire. And people were like, how? And she said it was because of Skims, allegedly. But people are actually saying, no, it's because of Britney Spears and Lou Taylor. And some people are saying that, you know how Kylie sold her makeup line for like $600 million? That is the same number that Kim Kardashian like raised up to be a billionaire. So people are saying that there's some kind of like money transferring like through all the sisters and stuff.
For the 600 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see it.
So this is crazy.
It is crazy. It's really crazy. But I don't know, people really do buy Skims though. But they
not that much, I don't
Kylie
think.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, by the time that she sold her company, like, it was not how it was. Like, it was not worth that. And it was, like, proven it wasn't worth it. Alleged.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So there's, and, like, their church is, like, heavy money laundering.
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Yeah, no, everything is just insanity.
I mean, it's, like... That is why, like, they're so prevalent in the media and, like, they're so famous because they did all this sketchy shit to get there.
Yes.
There's no other fucking reason.
No.
I'm just like, wow, it's so deep. And yeah, with the Ellen shit and that fucking video.
So Ellen's asking P. Diddy if he's gonna come to her birthday party. And she's really adamant about this man coming to her fucking party. And he's basically like, yeah, like, I'm gonna be there. And she's like, no, like, you need to be there. Like, what time are you gonna be there? Like, are you gonna be fashionably late or whatever? And he's like, you know I'm gonna be fashionably late. Like, the party don't start till I come. And she's like, oh, I know. She's like, believe me, I know. She's like, we'll talk after. Like, it was so creepy. Like, it was so obvious that she knew about, like, all of this weirdo shit, and she wanted that shit at her birthday party, okay?
Okay, I've seen another clip, which was her first interview when she just started hosting the show, and he went on, and they were talking about his parties, and how they got crazy and stuff, and then she was like, oh, I know about your parties.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
The first time he was on.
She wanted in on them parties.
She did.
She wanted in on the diddler.
Well, she got it.
100%.
And there's this video clip of a bunch of celebrities that, I don't know if Diddy put it together or what, but they're all talking about, it's inviting other celebrities to Diddy's birthday party. And they're all, like, talking about Diddy's birthday party, and Ellen's in it, and she's holding a pineapple. So people say that the pineapple is, like, symbolizing something weird.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Like, it means something weird.
Yes, 100%.
Well, people said it means swinger. A pineapple means swinger. Like a swinger.
I'm sure.
Or something. But, yeah, there's, like, this whole collection of, like, celebs inviting other celebs to the party.
So, we have to talk about Justin Bieber.
Yes, we do. The main event.
Everybody is going crazy about Justin Bieber in this because we all remember the infamous 48 hours that Justin Bieber spent with P. Diddy.
We do. And at the time, if I saw this, like, I was so young, you know, like, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, oh, he's, like, being famous, like.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was kind of like, what would they even do?
Yeah, I was like,
I kind of saw red flags, even as a kid, because of what everybody would say about Michael Jackson. So I was like, isn't this just the same thing? Like, how is this not Michael Jackson?
Well, what's really weird is in the video we're talking about where P. Diddy is... Okay, Justin Bieber's 15 years old.
Yes.
And P. Diddy is, like, they're standing around, like, chatting with MTV that's recording this all. And he's saying, like, I'm Justin's legal guardian.
For
like
48 hours.
Like, Usher has guardianship over him, and he handed him over to me for 48 hours. And we're going to get into some wild shit. And we can't disclose what we're doing, but... We're doing it.
And then he says it's like a teenage boy's dream. And then he asks Justin, like, what does Justin want to get into? And Justin's like, let's go get some girls. Like, I want to go get some girls.
Oh, no.
And you can tell, like, P. Diddy has a look on his face where he's like, no, boy, like, you know what I mean? Like, P. Diddy's looking at him like, you are the girl queen. Like,
yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, we'll go get some girls. It was just really creepy and weird.
What's also creepy is he was kind of almost like bribing Justin with, what was it, a Ferrari or a Lamborghini? And he's like, he was like bribing Justin Bieber with like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. He's like, oh, when you're 16, I'm going to give you this car.
Yes.
And when you're 18, I'm going to give you this house, this mansion. Mm-hmm. Kind of like bribing him, like grooming him into what's going to come in the next 48 hours, like with gifts. Like, that's a big grooming method.
Yeah, like, and being told you're going to be gifted a mansion is insane.
So, from my knowledge, I think after the 48 hours, he kind of laid low from Diddy. And there's another clip that Diddy, like, and him are together again.
And I think he's, like, 16.
Yeah, he's a little older.
Just a little older, though.
Yeah, and Diddy's like, I've been trying to get in contact with you and, like, I haven't gotten through to you. Yeah, you're ignoring me. And Justin's like, oh, like, you've tried to, like, contact, like, my people, but, like, hasn't gotten through.
And Justin's so nervous. He's
so
stuttering.
Nervous, so uncomfortable, like, looking around.
Stuttering, like, yeah, it's, like, so obvious. He doesn't know what to say or do. He's, like, fumbling with himself.
Yeah, and eventually he's just like, oh, you can have my number.
Yeah.
And he seems like so defeated. He's like, oh, just have my number.
I feel like that moment must have been it.
That was the fucking moment. Because that's when he completely, like, changed.
Yes.
Like, shortly after that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so sad. And it's so sad because, like, we watched it all from the beginning.
And it's crazy if that's true. If, like, we can, like, see it and it's captured just like that.
It is.
And, like, who took that video? Where was that video even released?
I don't know.
What even was that?
I don't know. I know, like, who did take that video?
And, like, what is that even from? Like, what is this?
I don't know.
It's so insane. It's like, is someone just constantly filming Diddy and, like, that's why he has, like, everything on everybody?
Well, there is some theories out there that I want to get into that someone kind of mentions. Well, there's this one comment that I found interesting on the symbolism page, and it was showing that video of him saying the 48-hour thing. Someone says, they are all counterintelligence operatives running counterintelligence programs. Diddy and Bieber are feds. They both come from long family lines of power. Bieb's maternal grandma writes policy for sustainability with the WEF, World Economic Forum, which signed a new world governance pact this weekend. It's pretty clear that once we collectively get over the hurdle that there's no such thing as Hollywood, music, famous people, and start labeling them all as what they are, it will be easier to understand why they're running interference on us right now. And I shouldn't have to tell you, it's deeply embedded in that pact I previously mentioned.
I do not understand this.
So, the World Economic Forum, if you guys don't know, is, like, super fucking evil. Basically, like, all the most, like, powerful people are involved in the World Economic Forum. And all these, like, fucking, like, rich elite people that control the world come together and just, like, decide things for, like, the world. And they want us, like, in a one world governance. They want us on, like microchipped. And they want us in these, like, 15-minute cities. And they all fucking congregate together and come up with this boo-boo for us to fucking do. And it's crazy. It's evil. It's fucked up. And apparently this person said that Justin Bieber's grandma writes policy for them, which is crazy.
I do not believe that.
I don't know. That's alleged.
I don't believe in the grandma thing.
That's a pretty crazy thing to allege.
Sounds like a psycho.
I don't think that sounds psycho, but yeah, I don't know.
That's, like, so fucking irrelevant to this video.
But not really, because someone said Diddy is just a distraction. He's probably retiring from working from the CIA just like Epstein. They're living off their new islands. So people are saying that this whole P. Diddy thing is like a big distraction for what they're doing behind the scenes, like the big elite people.
Which is like what?
The one world government, like.
So if that's the case, then you don't believe that there's actually these freak off.
No, I do, of course. But I believe it's all strategically planned to be revealed now to distract us. And they'll probably do like what they did with Epstein, like, oh, he like died in his cell, and then,
I don't know. I feel like they're trying to destroy Hollywood for some reason.
I don't know. There's so many possibilities
because this has the potential to destroy like almost everybody in Hollywood.
It does,
or a lot of them, the big ones.
But we'll see if it gets that far. I kind of don't have any faith that it will, from like just how things usually go.
Yeah, how things went with Jeffrey Epstein. That case
That's what I'm saying.
Had like the craziest potential in the world.
Yeah. And like nothing happened.
It just like slipped through the fucking cracks.
They just said, oh, he died in his cell, but I didn't see any evidence that he was dead in his cell.
Me either. The whole thing just makes me so mad.
I mean, if he's somewhere on a fucking island, I wouldn't be surprised. Alleged.
Probably is.
So people are saying the same thing is gonna happen with fucking Diddy. Like, they'll say he died in a fucking cell, everything will be like dismissed and like hush hush, and then he's like living off on an island. That's one way. There could, I don't know. Or he could really be like, or this could really be something.
I don't know, but I hope that people get dragged down for this. And
so do I.
I really want to know the tea on Justin Bieber.
I do too.
I want to know the tea on Usher. I want to know why Usher has like along the way in some interviews here and there, he's like said a lot of stuff about his relationship with P. Diddy and how he wouldn't let his kids go there.
Yeah.
And all kinds of weird hinting things.
That it was, and that also P. Diddy was his legal guardian when he was like 10 or 13.
13.
And
I'm like, so why would you let little Justin Bieber go then?
Yeah, so you're just gonna drop off little Justin Bieber? But you wouldn't put your own kid there?
Unless he was blackmailed to do so. I don't really know.
I'm sure he was.
But still, it's just
probably
really
paid
crazy.
Off. Alleged. Yeah.
Alleged, yeah.
So, this Usher guy? Fuck you.
Fuck you, Usher.
Fuck you, Usher. And what about his parents? Justin Bieber's parents?
Yeah, seriously, where the fuck were his parents at? Like, why is your child at P. Diddy's house?
Everyone's, like, calling out the parents.
It makes no sense. Like,
no.
Paid off, 1,000% paid off.
People are saying they, like, sold Justin
paid
to, like,
off.
the industry.
He probably, like, paid his mom's rent and, like,
yeah. Yep. And people are also saying that they oftentimes go after single mothers because they don't have a father figure in their life.
Yep.
A dad would be probably a lot crazier with this kind of stuff going on. And, like, a single mother usually, like, isn't financially, like...
Well, we all know if the story is true, his mom was, like, down bad financially. Like, they weren't doing well, you know? If
that's true.
If that's true. So, then, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he probably easily just, like, groomed her, too, with his money.
And, like, the mom seems pretty dumb, in my opinion.
Because, like, the FBI allegedly, like, found, like, right before Diddy was locked up, he was, like, harassing some of his victims. Like, texting them and all this shit.
Trying to keep them to shut their mouths.
And, like, it came out that he was paying, like, one of their rents.
Oh, the victim's rents?
Yes. And he was, like, checking in with one of his assistants to make sure, like, their rent was paid. He, like, said something like their rent was paid, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, he will just do crazy things. And then Rosie O'Donnell, she came out on TikTok, and she basically said that her and her family were invited to one of these parties once.
Okay.
In Florida. At the Florida home, because she, like, had a home right near P. Diddy's.
Okay.
And so, basically, she didn't know that it was, like, a white party. And so...
Okay, what exactly is a white party?
You wear white.
Oh, okay.
So
but does something else go on when you're wearing all white? Does that mean something?
I mean, that's what everyone speculates about. Like, what does it all mean?
Yeah, okay.
But you wear all white.
I've seen that in Malibu once.
Yeah. So, basically, she said that she didn't know it was an all-white party, and he had invited her kind of just, like, when they seen each other on the street.
Okay.
Like, it was, like, really casual. And so she pulls up with her family. They're kind of just, like, in sweatpants and, like, big chillin'. Because it was, like, a 4th of July, like, party, like, a white party. So she's thinking, oh, like, the 4th of July, like, she's, like, she doesn't know, right?
Okay.
So, long story short, her family doesn't end up getting into the party. The security was like, you're not on the list, and, like, you know, like, the fuck are you wearing? Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
So she basically said that he ended up calling her the next day and felt so bad when he heard about, like, what had happened that she didn't get in. And so he rented out an entire movie theater for the entire day for her and her family, and basically said, like, they could watch whatever movie they wanted to in whatever movie theater they wanted at whatever time they wanted all day. Like, the movie theater was all theirs all day. And, like, he didn't even know her. And they never spoke again, like...
What?
So, my story here is just, like, this guy is, like, seriously crazy with his money. He doesn't care. Like, he will just, like, buy out whoever.
Yeah, he will.
In whatever way.
There's this one man I don't know the name of, but he said he was offered $50 million 3 separate times, and he kept saying no. And he kept saying no.
For what?
I think to, like, do some freaky shit.
That's insane. Insane.
Yeah.
50 million, bro?
Yeah.
How do you say no to that? That's crazy.
I mean, he's probably already rich himself. Like, you know, he don't want to be a part of the freak.
Bro, like, I don't know if I could do it either. But seriously, like, this shit is just so insane.
Yeah.
So insane, yeah.
It's really insane.
There's a bunch of clips of him, like, trying to invite these kind of, like, more regular interview people that are interviewing him.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's this one clip of him interviewing this one guy. Or, sorry. This one guy is interviewing him. And in the clip, they're kind of... The guy's asking him, like, so, like, who's the real P. Diddy? You know what I mean? And P. Diddy's basically telling him, like, why don't you come find out?
Wow.
Like, yeah, like, why don't you, like, come and, like, find out for yourself? And obviously the interviewer didn't end up, like, taking his invitation. And so this was, like, a long time ago, like, maybe, like, over, like, 10, 15 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So the guy, like, made a TikTok reacting to this clip of, like, himself when he's younger interviewing
him.
And he's just, like, so shocked. And he's just, like, he's like, now that I'm looking back on this and I know what, like, all of this means, he's just, like, this is crazy. Like, thank God I never, like, went.
So, you think he was probably trying to get that guy for, like, media, like, manipulation and blackmail also, like, to get that guy involved?
I'm sure, like, well, he was, like, a young looking, like, cute, like, young man. He probably wanted some of his booty.
Yeah.
100%.
So apparently
he wanted a slice of that.
The Diddy likes alleged men and boys.
Yeah, 100%. Allegedly.
And there's also a clip of him sitting down with Mike Tyson and his hands, like, super close to Mike Tyson's, like, ass. And Mike Tyson, like, strategically lifts up his hand to show the interviewer his Diddy's watch. And it's like, oh, look at this, like, watch. And then he, like, moves away.
Damn.
Because he's, like, uncomfortable.
There's so many clips of celebrities, like, moving away from him uncomfortably. Like, there's so many of Justin Bieber, Travis Scott. Like, people just, like, running away from this man.
And what's interesting is, like, they literally can't run too far because he controls everything and has blackmail on everyone.
Exactly.
Alleged. So it's like, apparently it's like, if you don't go to these parties, like, they'll end your career. And it's like, if you don't get blackmailed and whatever, then, like, you're done.
Yeah.
And if you do go, then you're fucked.
I think that's why Justin Bieber has kind of just like quit. And so some people were speculating that there's a lot of conspiracy theories about his Yummy music video and how he's trying to expose Pizzagate in his music video.
Yeah.
Which is a whole other story, but
read the lyrics of the verse. So if y'all haven't seen like the Yummy music video, go fucking watch it. There's a lot of symbolism in there with like the adrenochrome drink, the pink drink, like kids disappearing in the end, rich fucking cannibals alleged, being fucking weirdos all around. A lot of shit in that music video.
It's a crazy music video. Check it out. And then also I just wanted to point out this one part of the song. He says, standing up, keep me on the rise, lost control of myself, I'm compromised. You're incriminating, no disguise, and you ain't never running low on supplies. I feel like that's about P. Diddy.
I think it is too.
Like, Justin Bieber lost control of himself at these parties. He was compromised.
Yep.
Like, he got way too fucked up, allegedly.
Probably blackmailed.
And, like,
a lot of supplies.
Standing up, keep me on the rise. Like, they're keeping his stardom on the rise.
Yep.
And then, like, you're incriminating, no disguise. Because, like, the things that they're making him do are incriminating.
Yep.
And then you ain't never running low on supplies. Like, the supplies are never ending. And in this part of the music video, the way that he's saying it and looking at the camera, he's giving this, like, look where you can tell he's, like, kind of smirking and he's, like, looking into the camera like he's trying to say something. And, like, he's talking to someone. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, it kind of gives me, like, the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I'm just like, oh my god, Justin, like...
The whole thing.
What are you saying? Like,
heebie-jeebies.
yeah, like, after I watched the music video one time, I was like, I'm never watching this again.
And same, I never watched it again.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, this ain't cute. Like, this is crazy.
It's creepy.
The baby face plate at the end, after they all eat a bite.
Yeah, the baby face plate.
Insane. It's like...
And his promotion.
The cake. Yeah, the promotion with the Instagram
all
babies.
The babies.
Whew. Yeah.
That was a crazy time.
This whole entire thing is just insane.
It is.
And it goes so far. But anyways, my point with the Yummy music video was that people were saying after he dropped this, and we saw what's it called? Like backstage?
Behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes. Okay. We saw some behind the scenes footage of him recording this that he released. And he was basically saying that this was a really hard music video for him to film. He had a bunch of anxiety. He was laying down, like, having panic attacks. He had to have a therapist on set. And for some reason, he was struggling, honey, to film this fucking shit. Especially the day where they filmed the scene of him saying those lyrics.
Wow.
So, yes, which is so fucking crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, people were saying, you know, he tried to go on that tour, right? And he had to cancel his tour because his face got halfway paralyzed.
Yeah.
People were saying that happened to him, like, as a consequence for his music video. The face paralyzing thing.
Like they did that to him?
Somehow, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know how they did that, but I mean that's definitely a possibility. I heard a few theories on his face paralyzation, but that's one of them. I won't get into the others.
Okay, I was trying to see like what causes Ramsay Hunt syndrome, which is the thing that Justin Bieber had. It can be caused by like a lot of things, it says. So
does it go away? Like, is he good now? I don't ever hear him talking about it anymore, but I don't, like, keep track that much.
Some people make full recoveries, but some people don't.
Well, I feel really bad for Justin. It's crazy because, like, me and Detective, I mean, like, we're in that generation where it's like we saw him from the beginning to now. Like,
oh yeah, we grew up with like Justin Bieber.
We grew up with Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
We saw everything. We saw him go through the dark phase when he's heavily with P. Diddy.
Yes.
We saw him get saved recently.
Yes.
We saw him before anything happened when he's had that light in his eyes before everything happened to him.
Yes.
We saw the light get taken out of his eyes.
Yes.
And there's some kind of recent interview he did, which I'm sure a lot of people have seen, where he's just basically like talking about the industry. He's warning Billie Eilish, I think.
Yes.
And he's just like, he can barely talk about it. He is messed up.
He's fucked up.
And there's like Haley and him talking about things on like some kind of video, and talking about how Justin like goes through a lot of like depressive moments and a lot of anxiety, like to this day. Like sometimes he can't enjoy like the luxuries he has because he's like scarred and traumatized from like how he got there. And they were telling like young people like, you need to like focus on your mental health before like money and any of that, because like if you don't and you get the money and all that, you can't even enjoy it.
Well, of course, but I think what really is telling is like, I think like he was able to hide so much from the world, like even just like his drug use pretty much. He was still showing up to all of his concerts, and, you know, he was, like, heavily using drugs.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell.
I mean, you could kind of tell, but, like, still, he's still performing. He's still at the meet and greets. He's still doing everything, so...
Yeah, still making the music videos.
Like, no one could tell that much, to be honest. No one cared. But my point was, like... who knows what else he was able to hide? Like, who knows, like, what he really saw and went through.
Oh, I'm sure he went through crazy shit.
100%.
Like, and just, like, throughout the years, like, when he was younger and, like, still a minor, like, all those adult celebrities, like, touching him in interviews and award shows and, like, groping him and kissing him. And he was just so fucking uncomfortable. And, like, telling him he smells good and he's beautiful and, like, just weird-ass shit.
Yup.
Like, always trying to touch him. And I'm just like, oh no. Like, at those parties. Oh god.
Yeah, I could only fucking imagine with all the alcohol and drugs. Like,
I know.
Bro, yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, it's really dark to think about.
Even if he is an alleged CIA agent. I still feel bad for him.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Someone, like, look into his grandma.
That is so
Is
dumb.
she a part of the WEF?
There's no fucking way.
I think it's
let's go back in time a little bit. We got really stuck on Bieber and
rightfully so.
A lot of other things, but we're gonna go back in time to like more of the beginning of this guy's career. Back when he was managing Biggie and obviously, okay, like I wasn't alive during this era of time, so bear with me here. Like I don't really know.
This is before our time.
This is before my time.
Yeah, this is before us.
From what I've gathered, basically Tupac and Biggie had like an East Coast West Coast rivalry type shit, and
which Tupac said that was all media contrived.
It was media,
but there was
contrived,
beef, obviously.
And I'm pretty sure Isn't Tupac from New York too?
I don't know.
I don't really know, but I feel like he moved to California. I don't really know what the story is there. Like I said, way before my time. I'm so sorry. Educate us in the comments.
Educate us, please.
If need be, of course. Anyways, basically, you know, they had an East Coast, West Coast rivalry. And Biggie was managed and signed to P. Diddy. Mm-hmm. And at the time, you know, there was a whole thing going on between Biggie and Tupac. They would have, like, songs about each other, and, like, there was a beef going on here.
They went to some kind of MTV award show or something, and the MTV people interviewed Tupac and Snoop Dogg. And this is when Tupac just said a bunch of shit about, like, he's selling more records and...
Okay, Pac died before Biggie.
Yeah, so, I think so, yeah.
Tupac died, like, a year before.
But this is important, Mm-hmm. So, they're at this award show. He and Snoop Dogg are sitting together and they're being interviewed and they're kind of talking about like the beef that's going on. Tupac's like, this is all media contrived, like y'all need to do your part and like stop spreading misinformation, kind of shit like that. Basically kind of acknowledged some beef and shit like that. But I think he kind of said like, if they want to take it there, like we'll keep it gangster or something, like. But I don't think he wanted to. And then 3 days later in Vegas, he was unalived after that interview.
Mm-hmm.
So people think allegedly Diddy was involved in that.
100%. I, in my opinion, I think that he was. 100%. I think he planned that whole thing. And then
Allegedly.
People also think, in return, he was also like the one who had. People think that Diddy also had Biggie then unalived the year later so that he wouldn't be unalived himself in retaliation for like Tupac.
Oh, so you think that he got Biggie unalived to make it seem like the other side did it so
Yes.
he wouldn't be touched?
Yes. Because like when someone like that is unalived,
always retaliation.
There's usually retaliation, and sometimes if you can't get, like, you know, the main person that's perfect for the retaliation, you get whoever you can around them.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been a good person to get, P. Diddy. So, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Once, you know, it's like Biggie's gone, too, then it's like, okay, then the beef is just over, right?
Yeah, like, they're both gone.
So, yeah.
And let's get into him allegedly unaliving his ex-wife, Kim Porter.
Also Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, yes.
So, there's also Aaliyah. So, Aaliyah, again, before my time. And these are all huge conspiracy theories. Like, by the way, people like that you could, like, totally dive into. Like, they go deep. We're just giving the briefest, like, explanations.
Yeah, this is, like, just all alleged.
So, anyways, basically, Aaliyah died, like, in a plane crash.
Unalived.
Oh, sorry. She got unalived on a plane, and people basically suspect that Diddy had her unalived so that Beyonce would become more famous.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that if Aaliyah was never unalived, Beyonce would never be, like, to the level that she is now. Because
I believe it.
Her popularity would have never been what it is with Aaliyah, like, still going.
100%, I think, yeah, that makes sense. And what's really dark and, like, sad is that Aaliyah, like, knew something was, like, weird with this plane, and she did not want to fucking go on.
So she was really freaking out about the plane. They had this new pilot that was brand new to this, like, company that they were flying with, that they had never flown with him before. And she was really uncomfortable. She didn't want to get on the plane. She was really trying not to get on the plane. And one of her managers or assistants or somebody on her team gave her a pill.
Mm-hmm.
She said she had a headache. And they said, here, take this. Like, it'll help your headache. And so she basically ended up just knocking the fuck out. They get her on the plane. While they're loading the plane's luggage, they load the back of the plane too heavily with the cargo.
Mm-hmm.
And the pilot, you know, raises a red flag and is like, if we fly like this, it's unbalanced. Like, this is not going to end well. This is not safe. Like, we need to fix this before we go.
Mm-hmm.
They basically end up somehow pressuring him into just going with it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And probably were like, you know, we'll pay you or whatever. Who knows what they did.
Mm-hmm.
But he took off and she was unalived. So...
And I'm like, what the fuck were they putting in the back of the plane that's that heavy?
Exactly.
Like there's only, like, so many people. Like, the fuck were they putting on?
I don't know. I mean, celebrities sometimes travel with a lot of shit, but...
Still...
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It is just, like, really crazy.
And honestly, like, even that, they could have done something with, like, the mechanics of the plane, too.
I think there was, like, something about that. And then, yeah, there's just, like, a lot of things that, like, a lot of little, like, things and evidence that came up kind of like after the case, and just, yeah, it's just bullshit.
And with the Kim Porter situation, his ex-wife, where he has kids with, apparently, allegedly, she was coming out with a tell-all book about everything she went through with Diddy, and before it was published, she was unalived.
Yup.
And
shit,
like,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, there's probably like so many people we don't even know about.
But you guys, like, this goes back even farther than P. Diddy.
Of course.
Like, Whitney Houston.
Yep.
And Amy Winehouse. And, like, so many other celebrities that also, like, had a man like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, like Clive Davis and, like, these...
He's a big part of this conversation, Clive Davis.
These other, like, people that were before Diddy.
Yeah.
That had these other people, like, unalived and, like...
Alleged.
You know, abused and, like, all these other shit, you know? Like...
Yeah.
Whitney Houston's unaliving is so sus.
Yeah.
And so fucking insane.
Marilyn
Monroe, Michael Jackson,
Yep.
Matthew Perry.
Yep.
We could go on and on and on.
Mac Miller.
Yeah.
That's something sketch about that, for real.
I guess.
Alleged, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just all a lot. This is all just crazy, and it should be interesting to see, like, what happens to him in jail now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how long was Epstein in jail before he allegedly was dead?
Unalived.
Yeah, like, how long was he even in there for? Did he even last a week? Was it a few days?
I don't know.
So also, like, Diddy has been trying to get out on bail really, really hard. He has been trying so hard to get out on bail.
Yeah.
Offering, like, all kinds of things. His whole entire family, all of his kids have, like, given up their passports, and, like, he's trying to get out on, like, $50 million bail.
Like, he literally offered, like, his $50 million mansion up. He offered the mom's $10 million mansion up, allegedly, I heard. Like, throwing anything he can. He's like, get me the fuck out of here. Like, I will be on house arrest. Like, I will not leave. I'll be monitored. We'll check in anyone who comes in here. Like, get me out.
Because, like, if he can get out, then he can sit there and harass his victims, allegedly, and get them to just drop this whole thing.
And that's why the judges, like, for a lot of reasons, don't want to let him out.
Yeah.
And also people are saying, or he's saying, that there's a target on his back in the prison. That, like, people have a target on his back. So,
I mean, of course they do. Like, he's, like, allegedly messed with kids and, like...
Yeah, and a lot of people,
shit.
yeah.
A lot of weird shit. And yeah, like, imagine being the person that, like, unalived him. And I just hope that that doesn't happen, because seriously, like, we need this man to fess up.
I know, I want this case to, like, really go through and, like, the evidence to be brought forward and shit to happen.
He'll never bring other people down with him. A lot of people think that he's going to, like, try to bring everybody down with him. Like, if he's going down, everybody's going down type of deal. But I don't see that. I do not see this man
I heard allegedly he already gave out 8 names.
Really?
And Kim K was one of them.
Who are the others?
There's a whole list. I'll put it up right now. There's a whole video, but there's a lot. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know. I don't know. It's alleged.
I know about this, and I'm just like, where are these things even coming from?
I know, that's the thing about this, like, there's so much, like, alleged information coming out, and it's like, we're just trying to, like, sift through it and see what's, like...
Seriously.
What's good. But, I mean, it will be interesting to see, like, what the fuck happens.
I'm buckled up. I'm ready to find out.
We are buckled the fuck up. All I'm going to say is I'm really glad that I'm not famous.
Me too.
And... take this as a learning opportunity to not look up to any celebrity, because they are probably in some deep doo-doo weird ass shit.
They're probably just not who you think they are.
Not at all.
Unfortunately.
No one gets to that level of success without some weird ass shit going on.
Yeah.
So keep that. So remember that.
Count your blessings, white girl, because you just got lucky.
Lucky. Okay, well, is there anything else you want to
add? This is kind of just like really like traumatized me from like looking at a lot of these people in a certain way. I mean, I always knew P. Diddy was fucking crazy, but like Beyonce, I'm just like, ugh, really? Like, that's so annoying and sad. Just like, just so many people. I'm just like, damn, wow.
So I have like, been aware of this for a while, you guys. You know this shit. You know I'm on this shit, bitch. You know I'm on this shit, bitch. So I'm not fucking surprised at all. I've been waiting for this, and I told y'all something about Post Malone ain't fucking right, bitch. Something in him fucking changed. It was a little switch, and I knew he sold a soul.
The second he got really skinny, it was so different.
Some, like, bad vibe shit from him.
Something really weird happened to him.
Sinister. Yeah, something off with that dude.
Something off with a lot of these dudes.
Oh, yeah. But I knew, like, he sold his soul, like, alleged. Yeah. There's a switch in him.
Well, I feel like we've covered a lot here. This has, like, been, like...
We've covered a lot.
How long is this?
Right now, an hour.
Crazy. Good luck to you.
Yeah, you guys, we gave you a fucking long-ass episode today.
And I'm so tired. I'm about to, like, fall asleep.
If anyone has made it this fucking far, comment a police emoji. Comment a police emoji up on that bitch. Thank you to all our new subbies. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for everyone that's been here on this journey with us, on this channel.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Thank you to all the Patreon members. I fucking love y'all. You are those bitches.
Yeah.
Okay, please subscribe. Please like this video. Please hit the notification button so you never miss a video. Please join the Patreon. And we will see you in the next one.
I'm locked up. They raided my house.
Hey.
They raided my house. I'm
locked up.
They found my baby oils. And my IVs too.
Locked up. Subscribe.